there's a little thing called Arctic frost. Have you been familiar with this, Charlie?
I've only heard of it. I don't know any details.
Okay. So, without talking about the details quite yet, essentially what we have is another scandal of the Joe Biden Department of Justice weaponizing the DOJ, weaponizing the legal system to go after political, enemies. And so it's tapping basically under the auspices of investigating January 6th. It's mass surveillance of elected Republicans. Also, Turning Point USA, lots of Republican organizations. So it's a scandal, much, much bigger than Watergate. Like basically what Watergate was being sold as, it's that plus some. Watergate was, they were tapping their political opposition in order to win an election. This was that. I mean, like, the difference was, like, Nixon was up by 2 million points. He was not going to lose. That's not what Watergate was. Really, Nixon got in trouble for covering up whatever this other operation was that they were doing. G. Gordon Liddy and those fellas before he was selling precious metals, which are doing good right now. But this is that. This is spying, trying to make sure that Trump does not run again, make sure that his political career, maybe all careers, is over, and maybe take down some other people along the way. So you got this scandal. And Republicans have done a not great job of capitalizing on it. They talk about it a little bit. From clips, it looks like Fox News does some stuff on it. I know that they're still the top cable news network. All of their numbers are going down. So I don't know how many people see this at all. I haven't seen lots of Twitter or X twittering about it. It's been mentioned and stuff, but like this is, Watergate ended Nixon. And like, granted, Biden's gone. He's, cuckoo. But like, there's other people involved. The people running the agencies, running the DOJ. This should be a bigger deal. No one's talking about it. So it's like this perfect little prize that, especially going into midterm elections, the Republicans should be able to use and go, look at the corruption that has occurred. Maybe some senators or something were involved or had oversight and didn't stop it. It's something they should capitalize on. Instead, they are screwing it all up. They have officially figured out a way to take this scandal that is owned solely by the quote-unquote deep state and by Democrats, and where it's like all negative on one side, nothing negative on this side, and they've been able to flip it around, and, it might bite them in the butt. It might not, but they've basically been able to turn it into a sleazy, just self-enriching, news scandal. So we're going to start with this clip from Sean Hannity, one of the people I want to fight more than anyone else.
I won't pay to see that.
He takes quote unquote ninja classes. He takes ninja classes. He says.
He says that.
Well, yeah. I don't know what form of martial art it is.
You almost said ninja again.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of ninjing this ninja's doing, but you don't ninja nobody that don't need ninjing. But at one point, like, when I turned on some vehicle, and it was on the local talk radio station, and it was while Hannity's show was on, while he was talking about his ninja class. And I guess there's a week or a day per year or something where the teacher, I guess to condition him, he basically has to sit there and get wailed on. And part of me just wonders if the teacher also just wants to hit him so bad that he goes, it's part of, Sensei says this will make you tougher. I get to kick you and punch you and all this stuff.
Wait, you think it's made up?
It might be.
That's hilarious.
I mean, I've seen lots of, like, there's this account, I don't know if it still exists, but McDojo Life, where they show lots of, like, videos of crappy fake martial arts people, like whether it's a fake martial art or whatever. But there are places in like Thailand and places in America where, I mean, even kids classes, like they try to tough them up by straight cracking them in the face, with a gloved hand, but you have to sit there and just take like a hook to the face, which is horrible because when you get a concussion, new concussions come easier. Like this is not a good way. And especially, some 15-year-old boy. Like just don't be. Anyway, so there are schools that do this sort of thing. In like Thai tradition, they used to practice kicking trees, which would, put micro fractures in the shins. And so when they healed, they'd heal a little tougher, stronger. So there's some stuff that makes some sense, and there's some stuff that doesn't make sense. So I don't know if it's totally made up, but if you were Sean Hannity's ninja sensei, I mean,
I'd make it a quarterly thing.
it's like, hey, every Tuesday, gotta punch you in the face. And obviously, I think probably he goes, hey, not the moneymaker, but well, whatever. Anyway, that's it. Ever since I've heard him talk about going to ninja school, and he talks about it with a great deal of confidence, as I'm sure you can imagine. And it's just like, oh, now I just want to fight the guy. And just because of that. And he interrupts. I don't like interrupters. But he's an interrupter. Okay, what were we talking about? Arctic frost. Okay, we're going to start with this clip from old Hannity there. And let's hope... did we set up all of our audio and the speakers are off and stuff? That's okay. Let's get that. Oh, we did. Okay. Luckily, we just pretend we don't know what we're doing, but we know. And go.
We have major breaking news and new developments tonight as the Arctic frost scandal continues to unravel. Now, it turns out it wasn't just sitting U.S. senators and Republican operatives around the country and groups like Turning Point that were targeted. It was also Jim Jordan. Tonight, our team has exclusively reviewed documents obtained by Jim Jordan showing that in 2022, lawyers running the Arctic frost investigation had subpoenaed Verizon for Jim Jordan's complete phone records going all the way back to January of 2020 for an investigation that was supposed to be about January 6, 2021. That's not all. They also wanted his address, his payment information, and the unique identifiers of all of his devices. And to top it all off, the subpoena came with a court order of secrecy. Verizon was not allowed to tell anyone about the data requests because a court somehow determined that, quote, disclosure will result in flight from prosecution or witness intimidation. So this is
the other part of it.
A Verizon spokesperson tells us they are working with the House and Senate on this issue and says, quote, we uncovered new information regarding Chairman Jordan. We shared it with him as soon as possible. We are committed to restoring trust through transparency.
So real quick, that's the other aspect of it. Like there's disclosures that like sitting senators, representatives, presidents are supposed to get when certain investigations are going on, but they did this in a way that didn't even notify them. So they were unnotified about being investigated about January 6th. And they're getting, all of this information.
And just in case you forgot, Jim Jordan, not exactly some criminal mastermind that you got to worry about him fleeing to another country.
Just a pervy wrestling
he is
coach.
And was during all of this a sitting member of the House of Representatives and chairman of the all-powerful House Judiciary Committee. He joins us right now. Well, I think I said to you, it's only a matter of time that your name's coming up. And mine probably right
dead.
Behind you because I guarantee you
like
my phone number and contacts were in the information they got. I want a lawsuit.
Yeah, well, Sean, we say this all the time, but I mean, the only thing we get wrong when we start these investigations is it's always worse than we thought. So think about this. We know they spied on President Trump. Then we learned it's senators and the Speaker of the House. And now we learned they were spying on me for 2.5 years. I mean, think about 2.5, all the way back, as you said, to January of 2020. They gathered information that told them who I called, who called me, when we called each other, when the call took place.
Yeah, we get it. So, there's questionable activity from his days as like a wrestling coach or whatever, that maybe he got a bit handsy with some of the fellas in the locker room. He denies it. But it's a thing. But so yeah, basically, you see, it keeps going. Like they're, influential members of the Republican Party, and they got like the text. They got not the text messages, but when texts were sent and by whom. Now here's the thing. This is why, like, end-to-end encryption is not perfect, obviously, and even Signal got started with funds from the CIA, and there might be a backdoor. But if you're doing iPhone to iPhone, or if you have Android and you use RCS texting and you have the encryption turned on, RCS to RCS will be end-to-end encrypted, and then RCS is being supported by iPhone now. That encryption is not yet in place. So, but if you send something just standard SMS, and I don't know about RCS without encryption, but cell phone companies can see those text messages because it's sent unsecured. It's not even, they don't even do like a little wash encryption on it. It's just plain text sent. If someone had one of those Stingray devices as a fake tower and you're sending like just SMS or whatever, the whole content comes through. You can read the whole thing. So the entire time that we were texting before encryption methods existed, like, odds are that the contents of all those are in databases at various governments. Okay, anyway. So you see, that's a problem, right? That's an abuse of authority. It's lawfare, as they call it these days. It's a scandal. It's a scandal. You can't do it. Hopefully they keep doing investigations. Hopefully some people will pay. Okay. So how do the Republicans take this slam dunk, ain't no problem for us, and make it a problem